Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to dip in on the video game voice actor strike because the voice actress of Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn is out there saying that apparently Sony is experimenting with AI voices and trying to recreate her voice, but it's not actually her voice, and she's a little freaked out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's not surprising at all because this is what they're going to do, right? So we've done videos talking about striking entertainment workers before, and we've gotten a lot of blowback from that because people seem to think that we are unequivocally anti-union, and that is actually not the case at all.
I'm pro-union when it warrants it. I think that if you want to unionize just so you can dictate content, that's stupid.
That is, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. In this case, though, I feel like the efforts to unionize and push back AI is just kind of delaying the inevitable. And this is kind of what we saw with Hollywood, that when the creatives pushed, Hollywood studios pushed back, and they actually sped up the process, right? Like you might have had 10 years, now you're going to have like 3 years because they're going to be like, yeah, we can't have everybody.
We can't have it happen
strike.
Again.
It can't happen again.
You can't lose that again. And the thing is, like, I mean, I don't believe in replacing people with AI. I've said that many times, but these companies don't give a shit.
They do not.
That's at the end of the day, they don't care. It's about money. And if you're problematic, they don't care.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to get across, with the animation videos and stuff too, is that there's no guarantee of job security. And, we are older, I think, than a lot of other YouTubers, especially that cover, animation. And, I've seen it happen firsthand. Like if you become a problem and you cost more, I'm not saying, don't push for better working conditions. What I'm saying,
put up with crap either, but
right. But what we're saying is if it's just about trying to delay progress, chances are they already have a contingency plan. They're already looking to replace you. And that does seem to be the case here. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishtv.substack.com. If you're looking for notifications, you'll know when we post new videos. Thank you very much for that. So, where should we go with this? I think we're gonna look.
I'm following along with you.
Okay, I think we're gonna talk about Ashley Birch, who plays Aloy in the Horizon franchise, and she's talking about an AI-powered version of Aloy, and apparently, yes, Sony is experimenting with it. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know anything about this. This was a couple days ago, and this came from a site just called Pop Culture News. There you go, guys. Pop Culture News.
That's
Sony,
what it says on the tin.
It does. Sony's experimenting with AI characters for PlayStation. And they had it on The Verge, a video featuring Sony software engineering director, is it Sharwin Raghobardijal, experimenting.
I have no idea.
Sharwin R, experimenting with an AI-powered version of Aloy in Horizon Forbidden West has been leaked to The Verge. Many immediately point out the irony of using a character who grew up in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by rogue AI-controlled machines. The video has been removed from YouTube.
Well, that's what I thought of too. I was like, it's just not the right character I would, the character I would go with, given, the story behind it.
Well, maybe that was the issue. And we're going to go check out her reaction here. She's the actual voice actress. But they said the problem is the demo utilizes a combination of AI models, including OpenAI's Whisper for text-to-speech, ChatGPT-4, and Llama 3. These are all models, right? For decision-making, and Sony's proprietary emotional voice synthesis for speech generation. Facial animations are powered by Sony's Mockingbird technology, allowing the AI-driven Aloy to react naturally in conversations. Although the prototype was tested on PC, Sony has reportedly experimenting with running parts of the system on PS5 hardware. And that's where this is going to be powerful in the future, is that you're going to have games where NPCs react in real time and they generate, it's not going to be pre-recorded dialogue.
I know, which is cool. I mean, it actually is pretty cool, but I can understand the other side of it too. We're like, okay, well, there's a bunch of people out of work, but you know what? It's funny because they rely on real people buying their games.
Yeah. Well, maybe bots will just start buying the games and play the AI generated games themselves. And this is the future. I mean, here's the thing. This is what's The uncomfortable truth is that the future of creation is going to integrate AI, whether you want it to or not.
Yeah.
You know, it saves hours, hundreds of hours of paid labor,
Right.
which
So
is
it
the
saves
point.
millions of dollars, which is the point.
And in a lot of ways, when it comes to things like writing and mathematics, it's more accurate. The human error component is not there, and it doesn't talk back until it does, and then it decides to kill us all. But
yeah, I know.
So anyway, yeah, she's not real happy with it. They're on strike right now, so maybe we'll work backwards, but we'll take a look at her reaction here. And she was pretty nice about it, but she's basically like, yeah, I didn't have anything in this. This is concerning, and I would be concerned too. Like, hey, look, we just replaced you, and that's what's going to happen if you're a pain in the ass. It's the same with the we talk about in anime with the dub actors and the English localizers, whatever. If you're a pain in the ass, they'll replace you.
Right. And in this case, we're not saying this actress is a pain in the
No,
ass.
she actually seems pretty okay.
Yeah, so we're just saying that they're just going to, that's what they're going to do. They're just going to replace everyone. And if people are hastening their departure by their behavior, it's not going to help.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this here. I got to open this in a new window.
I wanted to talk about AI Aloy. I saw the tech demo earlier this week. Gorilla reached out to me to let me know that the demo didn't reflect anything that was actively in development.
Why?
Any of my performance for the demo, so none of my facial or voice data. And Gorilla owns Aloy as a character.
Yes.
So all that said, I feel worried.
Yeah.
And not worried about Gorilla specifically or Horizon or my performance or my career specifically. Even I feel worried about this art form.
Yeah.
Game performance as an art form. We are currently on strike. SAG-AFTRA is on strike against video games because of AI.
Wait a second, pause for a second. Can you pause it?
Because
so I'm worried because they said it doesn't reflect me. It's not because they're replacing me. Well, they're not going to tell you they are if they are, They're
not yet.
And then she's like, oh, they didn't train the AI on my stuff. They said, but is there any way to know or prove it? Really?
No. And that's kind of like, I can't remember which company it was off the top of my head that they think they took Scarlett Johansson's voice and they just tweaked it enough to be different. And they could technically do that. They could be like, hey, could you make a voice that sounds similar to what's her name? Ashley Birch, similar to Ashley Birch, but not quite, maybe an octave lower, octave higher. Cadence is a little bit different, just enough so she can't come after us and say, and maybe they didn't train on her voice, but it might be able to synthesize something like, yeah, this is pretty similar, but not exact. And that's the thing. Like some people have very similar sounding voices. Unless you have a very distinctive voice like a Casey Kasem or somebody like that, it's gonna be very hard to like trademark that. So I think the future of voice acting or motion capture, whatever, is gonna be like you're basically gonna sell your likeness. Like, hey, you got a really good voice, you got a really good method of acting. We want to buy you. Effectively.
Well, it's going to be harder to argue it for a voice actor than it is an actor.
Yes.
Because they have their face associated with it. They're acting, is on camera. These guys might be acting, on camera behind the scenes, but you never actually see that unless it's going directly to like, they're mimicking them exactly or something like that with the technology. But other than that, you can't.
And this is kind of the same thing we talked about with animation. And, there was a win. There was a win for Disney production people at the animation studio, but they also follow that up with a bunch of people getting cut in Canada,
right, which we said was going to happen.
They're not going to spend more money on all of you. That's what I'm saying. So what they're going to do is they're going to, I hate to say like shut it down in stages, but they're pretty much they're going to be like, okay, well, instead of 100 people, we only need 75 people now because of technology. So we're going to get rid of 25 people, pay these 75 people that are less a little bit more to shut them up.
That's what's going to happen. And that's what we said would happen. And you can get mad all you want because that's what happened. But
And we're not going to
Keep
greenlight as many
screaming.
shows. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I'm just telling you, as somebody who's seen this happen. I mean, I literally worked for a company where the owner sold the company because he didn't want to deal with the union because he knew his overhead was going to be twice as much.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I'm not taking the, and I can't get rid of these people. So I'm just going to sell the company off to somebody else and deal with it that way. Let's see what else she has to say. Then we'll go talk about the strike.
As this technology exists, because we know that game companies want to use it,
Yeah.
We're asking for protections. So currently what we're fighting for is that you have to get our consent before you make an AI version of us in any form. You have to compensate us fairly, and you have to tell us how you're using this AI double. And I feel worried not because the technology exists, not even because game companies want to use it, because of course they do. They always want to use technological advancements. I just imagine a video like this coming out that does have someone's performance attached to it, that does have someone's voice or face or movement. And the possibility that if we lose this fight, that person would have no recourse.
So here's the thing. That to me, the timing of it feels like a shot across the bow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she just happened to be the character they picked because it's Sony and it's a popular franchise. But to me, that feels like a shot across the bow because they're like, "Hey, yeah, you still want to push us? Because look what we can do."
Yeah, but they're going to do it anyway.
They're going to do it anyway.
They might do it later, but they're going to do it anyway.
Well, that was my point with the Animation Guild getting an extra 3 years or whatever. I'm like, where is this technology going to be in 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't think they're building an escape pod out the back and they're not telling you? They hired a manager at Disney to do AI. Like, it's just buying time at this point. They want to be the ones to cut you loose on their terms.
Right. And that might be what they're doing here too. Like, oh, look, we can do this now. Oh, we're not going to use it right now, but that might mean like, you guys will cave and give in more. And then whenever that contract's up, well, here we go.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, some of these contracts are like 3 to 5 years and they're like, okay, well, next time.
I'm talking about this particular one.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. And, video game voice actors, like, I mean, there's some phenomenal video game voice actors out there. There really are. But I'm going to be honest. One, a lot of those voice actors seem to be more replaceable because people identify with the character kind of as a whole. I mean, freaking Mario was replaced. Yeah. I mean, the guy who replaced him is okay, but like, it's not. Boy, I'm trying to think how to say this without sounding incredibly offensive to people who do this, who are actually very good at their jobs. To players, to the consumer, I don't think the actual voice acting is as important as other aspects of the game compared to maybe animation, where it is a much bigger point,
like
right?
You said, except for like characters that are like, well-known, iconic, like Mario. Other than that, people are like, oh, the voice sounds a little different, but we had 20, 30 years of games with no voice acting. I remember how weird it was playing Final Fantasy X. I'm like, wow, they're talking now. That's weird. It's like they're talking and it's just like, I don't know if I like them talking so much. I don't know. I mean, I love Mario games. I love Mario 64, but after a while, man, the woohoos, I'm just like, I like your woohoos. But all the, what I'm saying? It's just like, oh boy. It's not a Mario woohoo anyway.
You can actually turn off the freaking flowers in Mario Wonder because they're so annoying.
Oh, I haven't really watched Mario Wonder.
Yeah, it's they really are. I was playing it. I'm like, oh my God, they will not shut up. They tell you literally everything you're doing. I'm like, yeah, I don't need these. But you can turn it off in the options. So
will they narrate your activities?
God, they're like, you can do it. You can go up here and do it. And it's just annoying.
They're positive affirmation flowers?
They're positive affirmation flowers. Yes. The game is actually very, very good. It's a very good Mario game, 2D, 3D Mario game, but the flowers won't shut the hell up. So anyway, some people don't like the voice acting. Let's go out to the article and talk about what is actually going on here with the strike. So just to give you an overview here, this is coming from PC Gamer. 8 months into the strike, Video
Isn't it
game
long?
8 months. Yeah. Video game voice actors say the industry's latest proposal is filled with alarming loopholes that will leave our members vulnerable to AI abuse.
Because
And
of course it is. That's what they want them out of the way.
yep. They said SAG-AFTRA says progress has been made, but yeah, it started in July of last year. It seems wow, I thought it was in the fall.
But then again, I keep thinking it's like November, December, and here it's March. So, you know.
The strike, which officially began on July 26th of last year, calls for fair compensation and the right of informed consent for the use of AI actors' faces, voices, and bodies. I do agree with that. If it's your face, voice, body, you need to be aware of what like,
right.
Oh, we're going to take your likeness and, have a dirty game or something with your character doing stuff. SAG-AFTRA National Executive Director, here we go, Duncan Crabtree, Ireland, said at the time, the game makers negotiating with the union said they've offered meaningful AI protections that include requiring consent and fair compensation. Okay, but the union feels otherwise, claiming game companies involved in the negotiations refuse to plainly affirm in clear and enforceable language that they will protect all performers covered by this contract in their AI language. So that is still the case. They said.
So they're saying they're not protecting everyone, or
protecting everyone, or maybe it depends on. I don't know. It depends on like what level you are. So this is the they have a video on it here in SAG-AFTRA. They want to use all past performances and any performance they can source from outside the contract without any of the protections being bargained at all. So they did.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So they could technically go back and be like, Charles Martinet, you want to be Mario again? Well, tough luck. You're Mario from now until the end of time because you recorded your original sound clips back in the 1990s, and we're just going to reuse them forever. Tough.
So the past performance is okay, but what about this part? Any performance they can source from outside the contract. Does that mean if you did work from someplace else, they can go and source that too?
I don't think so. I mean, you would have to have the rights to that audio, but the thing is,
I'm just saying that's what they're saying though. Any past performance or any outside the contract performance.
They said you could be told nothing about your replica being used, offered nothing in the way of payment, and you could do nothing about it. They want to be able to make your replica continue to work as you during a future strike, whether you like it or not. And I do think that Aloy demo was a shot across the bow. Like, okay, you're going to push it. Look what we can already do. Take it or leave it. That's what I think they're doing. That's what 100% what I think they're doing. Once you've given your specific consent for how your replica can be used, they refuse to tell you what they're actually going to do with it. So I don't know, guys. This is like, I think we're definitely, especially in video games, I think the train's pulling into the station here. I think that I don't think video game voice acting as a career is going to be viable long term. For most people, same with the anime. I mean, they're going to take the Japanese actors and create an English voice from the original Japanese actors. And in the future, I imagine a lot of the entertainment, we're going to have voices that aren't human. They're going to be, synthesized from, whatever. And you're going to have like digital actors. Like this is, I mean, come on, Hatsune Miku, right? Super famous. She doesn't exist.
Right. Well, wasn't there somebody who did a voice originally though, and they just synthesized it from that though?
I believe so.
I honestly don't know, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's like it is concerning though. But as far as the anime stuff is concerned, I think that's kind of funny because they're all screaming about how you can't take roles that aren't like you, and it's like you don't have to worry about it. The original Japanese actors will just get to keep doing it all of it, and then you don't have to worry about offending someone by being in the wrong lane. Yeah.
That's exactly it. And they have control over the characters and they basically have control over the actors. And we're going to have in the future, in the very near future, we're literally going to have digital actors that are a combination of, an animated character, probably with its own kind of an AI that, this is on the fly, can generate dialogue or whatever. And also has its own voice.
It's also concerning though, because what if someone hacks it or glitches and they start swearing at you in Swahili or something, or just swearing at you in general? Like they used to joke that the original Furbies were like saying bad words, and they weren't. They were saying something else, but it came out sounding like a bad word. So what if someone hacked it and they were just started like, telling you to go jump off a cliff or something,
Yeah, I mean, or they, decide to play war games and whatever. They're going to hack the planet. I was
going to say, would you like to play?
We're gonna wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. So there we go, guys. Technology marching on, and you can only delay it, but you can't stop it. Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.